Can you hear me?
Hello there. This is Roche Orbital, broadcasting from interstellar space. We all want to thank you for tuning in today. We are drifting through empty space at the moment. We have a direction in mind, but we can't seem to find a Cepheid variable star. We use these stars to measure the distance between our station and a nearby galaxy. It's important to input the distance we plan to travel before we enter warp speed. It can get a little dicey if we just full send it in one direction. While the lads on board keep searching, I figured I'd tell you guys about Cepheid variable stars and the astronomer who discovered how important they really are in the field of astronomy. Her name was Henrietta Swan Leavitt. Henrietta's story begins in Lancaster, Massachusetts in 1868. Accounts imply she was a shy and quiet young lady, but she showed signs of a bright future to her parents at a young age. Her parents noticed her passion for education and helped her through schooling financially. Through the influence of them and Henrietta's drive to learn, she enrolled into the Oberlin College. After a few years there, she transferred to the Harvard University for Women, which is now called the Harvard Radcliffe Institute. Henrietta was a very bright individual. She excelled in philosophy, ancient languages, English, and especially mathematics. One day she decided to sign up for an astronomy course at the Harvard University, and boom, the fire inside her was set ablaze. Astronomy more than any other subject captured her attention. She fell in love with stars and the unknown. Henrietta graduated in 1892 and began looking for a career to apply her new skill set. I want to emphasize to y'all that at this time in history, women were not given the same opportunities as men. Henrietta becoming a full-fledged astronomer was not in the cards, unfortunately. The option presented to her was a research assistant at the Harvard College Observatory, which she took. She worked under an astronomer by the name of Edward Pickering, alongside many other women assistants. This is rough to hear, but the women in these positions were referred to as computers, which is honestly degrading. They were given astronomical data to record and catalog for the male astronomers, which in my eyes is essentially busy work that those astronomers didn't necessarily want to do. Henrietta was given these duties and not really allowed to do much else by her superiors. But this hindrance didn't discourage her. She was committed to astronomy in every way. Her initial job was to categorize Cepheid variable stars. She was presented pictures of the night sky, taken on separate days. Henrietta took note of every star in the photos, looking for any anomalies. These Cepheid variable stars change in luminosity over a period of time. This change is caused by the Kappa mechanism. Wait, what's the Kappa mechanism? You might be asking yourself. Hang in there, bro. I got you. In the average main sequence star, when the atmospheric pressures increase, the temperature and density follow suit. This leads to a decrease in opacity of the atmosphere. Energy then escapes very quickly. This process results in a balance where temperature and pressure stay in line with one another, meaning the star's brightness is constant. Now, in the case of variable stars, the opacity value increases with the temperature. This leads to an imbalance in the star's atmosphere. Pulsations over time go unchecked. A layer of the star's atmosphere is drawn in, which raises internal heat. This buildup of heat increases pressure, and the atmospheric layer is pushed outward. This causes a cycle to occur as the outer atmospheric layer moves inward. Then, they are forced out again, varying the star's brightness over time. While studying these variable stars, Henrietta noticed a pattern in brightness values, and in the realm of science, patterns are very important. She noticed that variable stars with longer periods were brighter than stars with shorter periods. These periods refer to the time in between the star's dimmest point and its intrinsic brightness, which is when it shines the most. She recorded a direct relationship between the dimmest point and the brightest point of a Cepheid star. This may not sound like an amazing discovery, but if we can deduce a star's intrinsic brightness, this allows us to measure its distance from us by observing the light dimming in transit. This was a massive discovery for astronomy, and her lead astronomer, Pickering, took note of her work by giving her a few cent raise, but then made her work on something else instead of letting her flesh out her discovery. Pickering also went on to publish this discovery in his name. He wrote that Henrietta just assisted him, which is just messed up. Another unfortunate fact is that Henrietta had progressive hearing loss since she was a young girl, and it was starting to get worse by this time. Not only this, but several other illnesses stopped her from full-time work. While recovering, she was still able to continue her work to a degree, working from bed rest. Through all of this, she was committed to astronomy and raged against the ailments that afflicted her. One of these illnesses turned out to be cancer, and tragically it took her life in 1921. At the age of 53, Henrietta left this world. Although Miss Leavitt left us, other astronomers continued to build theories with the help of her work. Several years after her death, astronomer Harlow Shapley released his discoveries on variable stars' period luminosity. His work was made possible only with the help of Henrietta's data. Leavitt was being considered for a Nobel Peace Prize around this time as well, but Harlow got his 2 cents in and made it clear it should go to him. Again, why they gotta be so cold? Without Henrietta's work, Edwin Hubble may not have been able to conclude that the Andromeda Nebula was in fact another galaxy, expanding our understanding of the universe tremendously. These days, the science community acknowledges Henrietta's work and the part she played in improving humanity's collective knowledge. She had a crater on the moon named after her. The crater is called Leavitt. I also found a stage play called Silent Sky that is a fictional drama about the women involved in the science community in the 19th century. It revolves around Henrietta's life and her struggles while working in a field dominated by men. Might be worth checking out, to be honest. Let me know if you all can catch it. Here at Roche Orbital, we all appreciate the men and women that contribute to humanity's collective knowledge. I hope we put Henrietta in the limelight for you guys, because she deserves it. I'd also like to thank you guys for kicking it with us today. The more we talk and share with one another, the more we grow. It's absolutely crucial that we keep up communication. Talking to your family, friends, neighbors, and even strangers on the block. Everyone's a stranger until you start a dialogue. We aren't always going to agree with each other, but disagreements don't always have to lead to anger and violence. I dream of a future where humanity becomes a spacefaring species, colonizing other planets, exploring the far reaches of our galaxy, and even traveling to other galaxies. We will never reach the stars if we keep fighting over dirt here on Earth. I know we are capable of this. The question is, when? This is Roche Orbital, signing out.